Okay, we are going to talk about how to set up a lead capture. So the first thing that you need to do is to reverse engineer this and figure out what needs to happen at the very end, and then we can work our way backwards. So we're going to start out by the end result that we want is to send someone to our lead magnet. So let's say that that is going to be a book, an ebook. Now, we have to figure out where online that ebook is going to live. So what I would recommend you do is you will load that to your website. Now, in order to do that, I'm going to hop over to another screen here. If you have a WordPress account, you're going to go into Media and Add New. And then I've already added this, but you're going to add this piece, this PDF document, whatever type of a book you're giving away. And then you want to make sure that you copy this area where this is located, the exact URL where that's located, because you're going to need to refer to that again. So open a notepad of some sort and make a note of that so that you have that handy. You're going to want to know where that document lives on the internet, and then make sure that you go through the process of uploading this and publishing this. Now, if you happen to have a Weebly account, that's going to look a little bit different. So let's hop over here and I'll show you what that's going to look like. What you're going to want to do here, you can still upload it, you're just going to do it in a different way. And the way that I would recommend you doing that is either to go to the file command and upload it in a file, which is fine. The only thing you'll need to remember with that is you'll want to tuck that on an inside page, because you're not going to want people to be able to have access to that unless they've given you their email address. So one way to do that is to create a new page, and I've done one here that's called Checklist, and you're going to hide that in the navigation, because you do not want people, just normal visitors on your site, to be able to get to that. So I have already downloaded this file. Now, if you don't know how to do that, come back here to Build and find where it says File. You're just going to drag this over, and then it's going to ask you, you're just going to follow the prompts. Click here to upload the file, go locate it on your hard drive, and upload it. And then again, make sure that I'm going to delete the sample, make sure that you publish that. Okay, so now we know where that is going to live. And I'm going to jump back and use the WordPress media library link, because I think that's the easiest one. So we've already copied this link, so we know now where this piece is going to live. So let's get back to the whiteboard now. So the ebook is here. Now we have to create some type of a system that is going to link to that ebook. And the easiest way to do that is going to be in an email, right? That we can email out to them automatically once they join our list. So this is going to be living within the email welcome message. All right, so now let's hop over to, get rid of this and get rid of this. Let's hop over to our email platform. In this case, as I mentioned before, I use Constant Contact. So I have already drafted this simple welcome message. And so let's see if we can make this little guy go away here. So I've already put in the email subject. Here's the link to download RankRocket, which is what you want. Make sure that you name it. Put the information, whatever information you're going to want to have in that email welcome autoresponder. You're definitely going to want to have a couple different ways for people to get a hold of you. Put your logo, contact information, however you draft this email. Make sure that you go through message and send yourself a test of this, and when you receive that, double check, triple check all of those links to make sure that everything is working correctly. Okay, so we're here in the text portion of the email, and it's very simple to create a link here. So highlight those words, come up to text, and you'll see there's a link button. You can just click on that rather, and then put your link right in here in this URL spot. That's it. That's all that there is to it. And then make sure that you save it when you're done. So now when I come over and check my email, and this is a copy of the test that I sent to myself, you'll see that if I click on this, click here to download now, I'm taken directly to the book in its entirety, which is exactly what you want to happen. Okay, so now we have to hop back over to our whiteboard and figure out, all right, how are we going to get the names now into this email list, which is going to trigger that autoresponder sequence? Well, what you're going to have to do is have, whoops, that's a little cattywampus there. You're going to have some type of a lead capture, some type of a software program that will take that potential customer's name and email address. As soon as they enter it, it will zip right over here to your email program, and then the sequence can begin. So this lead capture has to be developed, and it has to be put onto your website somehow, right? So we've got this sequence going here. So now let's go back to iContact. Now I have created a list that is called from DIY website. And if I want to add subscribers, I have none because I haven't published this yet. I have the RankRocket welcome attached to this, so it's automatically going to be sent out. Now I just need to go create a sign-up form. So with iContact, it's super easy. We're just going to click on create a sign-up form, and you'll want to figure out exactly what type of information you are needing to collect from the customer in order to get their email address. You may just want to get their email. You may want their name and phone number. I will tell you that the more data that you request from someone, the less apt they are to give you any of their information. So I like to stick with just an email if I can from here. So let's go ahead and change this to free copy of RankRocket. And they'll know what all of that means. We're going to save that. Now it's asking me which list I want to tie in with this, and it's going to be from the DIY website. That's all that I need to put in. Now, if you want to go ahead and select the CAPTCHA, you can. I typically don't, but if you start getting spammed, hop back in there and turn that on. Okay, and change your form name to something a bit more memorable for you. Okay, something like this. All right, and make sure that you save it. Now, what we want to do is come over here to get the code. Now, this will be the JavaScript for the code. This is one way to do this. You can also come up here to this code view. This is the one that I prefer. I just feel like it's easier to work with. So I'm going to highlight all of this HTML output code right here. And you're going to copy that. All right, now I want you to come back over and sign into your website, to the dashboard, so you can add this to your site. Okay, if you see here, I have it right now where if someone clicks on that, it's going to send me an email, and I can do it when I receive that email. I can then send them out their copy of the Rank Rocket manually. However, unless you want to really be tied to your email, that's not really the best way to do it. You want it to be automated. If you're doing it on the cheap, then you can do it that way. But the most efficient way to do it and to not keep your customer waiting is to go ahead and spend the $70 a month and have the iContact program set up for you so that that'll be automated. Let's go back and make sure that this is going to take, okay, that may not be live until that publishes. Let's hop over here and check that out. Let's publish that and look at our site. Okay, very good. Now, you can see that I have the box right here. So what's going to happen will be, and I'm on the live portion of the site here. So I'm going to put in my email address. Let's put in, I'm going to put in a test. I'm going to submit that. And iContact is going to show me this, which means that I may opt out at any time if I want to. Now I'm going to hop right over to my email program, my personal email program. And you will see that iContact has notified me that this email address, test@angelajansen.com, was just added to my list. And momentarily, I will be receiving that email from iContact. There is a chance it will go to junk, spam, check, just in case. Unfortunately, with Gmail, there's not a black and white, a blacklist or a whitelist. So you might want to put some type of a notice at the bottom of your email list to be sure to check your junk mail or your spam mail, or add you, if you have a different email type of a platform, you may want to just add this email address to your platform so that you'll continue to get messages. But in a nutshell, this is it. So I'm going to let them know that that's not junk. I'm just going to drag that back over to my inbox. And you can see that my copy came through. All of that looks good in my test. My notification came through. I have mine set so that every time someone opts into my email address, that I will receive notification from that. If you don't want that, you can turn that off, turn that component off in iContact. But all of that is set up. It's good to go. And that was very, very easy. It's the same way if you are working with a WordPress site, you're just going to embed that HTML code into your site wherever it is that you want that to show up, whether that's in a widget, a footer, a sidebar. You can put it just about anywhere, really, any place that you want it. So super easy stuff.